and welcome to Connections Radio Show, where we talk about ideas that matter. I'm glad you've made the connection and are with us today. I'm Lori Fitz, your host, and the goal of our show is to explore a wide range of topics that challenge us to see ourselves, our community, and the world around us, that get us thinking, get us wondering, get us sometimes giggling, get us just connected, and perhaps inspired or challenged just to do a bit more because we've made the connection. So our topic today is exploring the creative calling to start your own business and lessons learned along the way. But it's going to be a little bit more than that. We'll be chatting about the Cafe Meow and how this coffee shop has a great story to tell, and it is a wonderful way to toast the International Coffee Day that was celebrated yesterday. And to do that, we have our friend Jessica Burge, who is the owner of Cafe Meow. And Rick is my co-host. And Rick has invited Jessica to be a part of this. And he has a fond memory of how he discovered the Cafe Meow.
I have so many fond memories. There sometimes in the haze of my personal history, which is all hazy, but sometime 4 or 5 years ago, I saw something online about a cat cafe,
and may I say that was February of 2018?
You can.
Just saying.
Yeah. So thank you for taking me out of that haze. Yeah. And,
haven't had enough coffee.
Yeah. No, not me. No. Nope.
So you were 2 blocks away from your home.
Yeah, but I realized it was going to be 2 blocks away from it. So I kept walking on that sidewalk as much as I could. And one day I saw some people in the building it was supposed to be in. No cats yet, but there were people. So I kind of went in and I didn't cause any trouble. I just said hi. And anyway, eventually I started you could stare in the windows and there's every time I walk by there I would you stare in this window, all of a sudden you realize there's 7 things watching you. You don't know where they are, but you can feel it. And then I see up on the far wall, there's one in the corner here, and they're all just like, cats will do.
And these would be cats.
And they were
these
cats.
Things. Just thought I'd make sure the audience knows these things staring are cats.
But with cats, yes, you see their eyes first, though. It's not like it's midnight necessarily, but it's just sort of an energy aura sort of thing.
It's the cat thing.
And it's weird. It's weird but beautiful. You go, they're all they either like me or they don't, but I like them.
Well, I am a cat person too.
Yeah.
I love cats. I have 3 cats. And Jessica Burge and I have been talking about our cats. Jessica, welcome.
Hi.
We're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
When we have been talking about your the Cafe Meow, and I want to make sure I say the, because if folks look it up on the website, if you just look up Cafe Meow, you won't go anywhere. You have to go the Cafe Meow. The Cafe Meow. When we've been talking, I loved hearing your story about how you decided to do the Cafe Meow. So I'd love to have you share, what was the inspiration for you to be thinking about opening this business of yours?
Yeah, I was looking for a business that the community could really get behind and support, something that gives back. And when I was looking for what that might be and developing it, a pop-up cat cafe just so happened to appear in New York City. And this was the first ever cat cafe concept to hit North America. And when I heard about that, I was like, it meets my values that I'm looking to build upon and build a business upon.
And that cat cafe that was in New York, the concept was you could go in and have coffee and you could adopt a cat.
Exactly.
It's both.
Exactly. So I took that concept and I did a lot of research and built one here in Minneapolis.
And with that, how did you build the relationships with the shelters? Because as I understand it, you have cats from shelters that you get to, as a business, foster.
Yes.
But you also needed to start a whole coffee business. And did you have any background in, how to do a restaurant, how to do a coffee business?
I did not. I actually had to do all the research myself and just kind of figure it out along the way. I did shadow some baristas and some business owners to get some ideas on what to do and how to do it. And yeah,
Did
it
you-
was quite the process.
Did you bootstrap it? I mean, did you just invest in it to make it happen, or did you have people support you? How did you take this vision and make it real?
Yeah, the community actually came forward and supported it, and they ended up being the funding because at last minute, our investor, who was going to make this happen, I was going to do all the work and she was going to provide the money. I fell through last minute, so the community came forward and said, no, we still want to see this happen. We believe in what you're doing, and it really showed that there is that support here in the Twin Cities to make a cat cafe and get adoptions.
What a wonderful! I did not know that part, that the community stepped up.
Yeah.
And I want to remember, I was like another flashback out of the haze, right, for Rick. I remember seeing communications, emails. I don't know if it was social media then or yet, but I remember seeing communications about all that. And I was counting the days. It's like, well, are they going to, can they open now or not? Because I had a little kitty that died just the year before. And
You need a cat.
And I was
I know
just-
where you can get one.
And I've got a story later about how that played out when I went there. But anyway, yeah, I remember that. So just to validate.
So was it an email driven, or did you have a GoFundMe page, or?
We did have a Kickstarter.
Okay.
We actually had a couple of Kickstarters that helped support us. Yeah.
And did you have some volunteers that were also reaching out and helping to collect? I guess you do.
Yeah, we always get interested people who would like to volunteer. And at this point, we don't have any options for volunteering, but we always suggest volunteering through our rescue partners just because they can always use fosters. And fosters are a great way to get the cats into the cafe because that's how those rescues that we work with actually have their cats. It's only foster based. So this is their only opportunity in an atmosphere where the community can come to and visit with their rescue cats.
And hang
Yeah.
with a cat.
So a foster is someone who fosters foster parents or own the cat, right?
Well,
Yes,
as I understand, with fostering, they take care of all the vet bills.
Yep.
They just make sure that you are giving it a good home for a period of time to help it get adopted.
Yes.
But you're adopting through the actual rescue,
Exactly.
which makes it really nice because, I would assume there could be a lot of expenses when it comes to taking care of a cat. And you've got how many?
We have up to 60 between the two locations.
Yeah, that's a lot of cat care.
Yes.
I've never had 60 cats anywhere. Jeez.
So what's cool about it, I want to read what you've got on your website, and then I want you to walk me through what the cat coffee experience is.
Okay.
So it says, are you a cat fanatic? How about a caffeine consumer? If you're nodding your head, then Cafe Meow is the perfect place for you. This unique Minnesota business is set up with two separate spaces, a cafe and a cat lounge. So how does this work?
Yeah, so people who would visit would come into the cafe area. You can come into the cafe area like any other cafe. Come get a coffee, sit down, do some work, catch up with a fellow friend.
And in that cafe, you can have things like, a Siamese hazelnut brevet with a cinnamon and several other good, interesting, and we will go into more detail, coffee options and tea options.
Yes, a whole plethora. We specialize in coffee, so if you're looking for a good specialty coffee, we have that for you. We also just have delicious, flavorful pump coffee or Americanos. And so if you'd like to get your coffee, you can also bring that into the cat lounge with you. The cat lounge is a paid experience because we do use all that money to help provide home and space for these cats.
And it's a small entry fee. It's like $10
Yeah, $10.50 on weekdays,
I've done it.
and $15
on weekends.
on
yeah.
weekends, okay?
And then, of course, we have Happy Meower as well, which is just $3.50 for 15 minutes during weekdays.
That's a
outside.
happy
Meower.
Meower. I
Yes.
love
Meower.
that. That's where
Yes.
I like getting cat fanated. I think that's great.
Yes.
So when you go into this cat space
Mm-hmm.
in either Roseville, and your other one is in Crystal?
New Hope.
New Hope.
Yes.
So you have New Hope and Roseville. You go into one of the New Hope or Roseville, there could be up to 30 cats for
Right.
your meower.
Yes, exactly.
And this is, I would have to believe, people who love cats, this is fun.
Yes.
But it's also for the person like Rick maybe that has lost a cat that would like to see if there's like a cat connection
Yes.
between the cat and themselves. When you don't get to do that in a lot of rescue places. Humane Society, there's so many animals there, you don't really get to see their real personality.
Exactly. This is like their home that you walk into, and you get to experience them in a space that they're already comfortable and confident in, that's really catered to them and you meeting. So it provides a space that is really an opportunity, actually, so that you can really get to know the cat and their personality before adopting. So hopefully that connection is deeper.
I always let animals come to me. I kind of want them to get my vibe and vice versa first. And that's just my animal instincts. And but at one point, all of a sudden, I look down and there's a cat crawling up my leg, and then did not stop. Kept going up to my chest and onto my shoulder. Like,
was wanting
can
to
I be
claim
here? Is that
you.
okay?
Yes.
And the purring, I was like, okay, they got the vibe.
Yeah.
Well, what's nice also is for folks that are like totally stressed, there's nothing like going into like, I'm not going to call it a cat zoo, but it comes close to it because there's much more interaction than a zoo. But you go into this place and there's a little bit of therapy to that. There's a little bit of like,
Oh, yeah.
you don't have an internal monologue when you have cats crawling on you.
Right.
It allows you to just be in the experience.
Exactly, and everybody there is there for the cat experience. They're just as excited as everybody else.
And
I've watched people watching the cats, and it's one thing. They're all amazingly present in a cat kind of loving way.
in that cat way.
Yeah, they're just
they
just
become
on
the
their best
cat. They become
behavior.
one with cats.
They're even better than they are with people, probably. I mean,
Well, I'm going to talk about in our next segment a lot of the events that you can do with cats. Speaking of the cat experience, and I've been totally intrigued going to your webpage, and I'm going to mention that, thecafemeow.com. Lots of cool things on that webpage to be looking at, a variety of ways to engage with the cafemeow.com. And I would love to have you tell me about how people have experienced. And I know, Rick, you've been to some of them.
yes.
All right, so I want to hear from your experience as well. So we'll be right back after some great commercials, and you'll be hearing events such as paint your own cat on canvas as an opportunity for you. So come back. There's some cool things coming. Welcome back to Connections Radio Show, where we talk about ideas that matter and sometimes ideas that are just plain fun. And we're on the just plain fun idea. That's also very successful. So it does matter. And it does matter when you have a vision and you have an idea that you want to pursue. Good things can come of that. And we're talking about the Cafe Meow. My co-host Rick Bernardo brought this to our attention.
Hi, yeah. And there is this core element throughout the experience of the Cafe Meow of community connection. And you'll hear that and see that in all kinds of manifestations.
And Jessica Burge, who is the owner of the Cafe Meow, has been sharing with us about her vision, how she got started. You also had some really good feedback and support for the idea and the website. You actually have a fine arts background.
Yes, yeah, I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts, so that has definitely helped create that website and all the content there. To also, some of the events, honestly, it's just fun to market them because they're just so enjoyable.
Well, there's an artistic quality. I think that's something also that we'll get to in terms of who's attracted to come, who's your audience, and why do they love it so much? And there's so many different ways that you feed audience passions.
Yes.
But to this segment, I want to make sure that we have a chance to talk about your cool events. This first one we want to mention is very near and dear to your heart, with it being Rescue Week
Yes.
2023. So tell me about that.
Yes. So Rescue Week is essentially fundraising for our rescue partners. So we have 4 different rescue partners, 2 at each location, and we have 2 annual fundraising events. Rescue Week is probably our biggest fundraising event, including a day where you can just donate to go into the cat lounge. So you just provide a donation, and that donation goes directly to our rescue partners, and you get to visit with cats. How fun is that, right?
And for audience members who've just turned in and you're wondering, what is this place? This is the Cafe Meow. One part of the Cafe Meow is a great coffee shop. So if you love coffee like I do, amazing coffee and great sweet treats. No, it's not a place you go for dinner. This is like a fun, cool coffee, get together, great treats, and have fun place. It also is a place where for each of their shops, they've got one in Roseville and they've got one in New Hope. You can go into a kitty lounge and spend time with 30 cats. And if you love cats, this is like a cat dream come true.
Yes, it's a paradise or a paradise.
Ooh, paradise. I love that. So there's a lot of different fundraising that's going on during this week to support your efforts.
Exactly, and to support the rescues, because they take in cats from different situations, whether they've been surrendered because they have large medical bills or health issues, and they just need help with that. And so actually talking about the coffee, one of the day's events is we donate per coffee purchased. So if you want to try out a delicious drink and have like a good cause be supported, everything, it tastes even sweeter, right?
Oh, nice. Because it's going further than just your lips.
Yes, exactly.
Well, with that, you're able to drink this great coffee. You're able to, enjoy the cats and donate to a cause. And a little later, we'll also be talking about the variety of ways. But let's mention a few now. I mean, you can get a gift certificate.
Yes.
Everything that you purchase does help support.
Yes.
If you go into this fabulous kitty lounge for paradise, all of those dollars go to support taking care of the cats.
Yes.
So, and there are things that that you would need to keep supporting your cats, and think of all the things that you'd want to give to a foster cat owner. Only times it by 60 because they've got 60 cats there. So the next
Could be, yeah.
So the next event, tell me about Happy Meower.
Happy Meower is Tuesdays through Thursdays from 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. and you can just pay $3.50 for a quick 15-minute cat fix. It's great over your lunch break, or if you have maybe a younger kid who doesn't have that attention span for a full hour, it's a great way to get that cat fix throughout the day.
Speaking of kids, I know that you have a policy.
Yes.
So share about, because there's a lot of cats.
There's a lot of cats with different temperaments.
Right.
So we do want to make sure that they feel comfortable as well as the people and customers in the space. So anyone under 7 can only come during exclusive cat admission. So that would be for like a party or something like that. 7 to 10, we just ask that those kids have 1 adult per kid so that you can kind of monitor and make sure that there's no tail grabbing or anything like that.
Squeezing when holding.
Yeah, squeezing.
Those-
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's great to expose kids to cats, and it's a great way for them to get to know if especially if parents are like, oh, I don't know if we want a cat. Well, let's just go see how it all looks, and just be able to hang with cats, and then perhaps make that choice to commit to taking one home.
Exactly.
So tell me about Paint Your Cat on Canvas, which I have taken special note because I have 3 cats. This could be 3 visits for me.
Yeah, so during this class, a local artist who we met through the cafe was actually a great supporter of ours, and then we saw his talent. We asked him to start teaching this class, and he took the opportunity with great pride and has done an amazing job to walk people through how to get the texture of your cat's fur, the eyes to really come to life. So it's a really great, fun experience. You get to have your coffee with you. You get to draw or paint your cat. He draws it on the canvas for you so that you have somewhere to start.
Yeah. So you submit a picture of your cat ahead of time.
Yes.
And with that, he has some time to observe the various qualities of the cat to make good cat picture recommendations.
Yes.
and then sketches something for you to start with.
Yes.
So you don't go home with like a stick figure cat.
Exactly.
You've got a little something to go from. It's not quite a paint your numbers,
Right.
but it's a sketch that you can fill in with his support in like getting, it's one thing if you have a cat that has no fur or a cat that has a lot of fur,
Exactly.
to be able to capture that excitement and it has to be fun just to be doing something for an animal that you love.
Right.
And even if it doesn't turn out all that great, there's something charming about that, right?
Well, and look, the thing is, people who have never even thought themselves to be an artist, they're an artist now. I mean,
Yes.
they just are. They're expressing something
and they've taken art class.
meaningful, and they're taking an art class, and so I've walked by, and all these canvases, and people are like,
It's serious stuff.
I'm working.
I am focused. This is my cat. Don't mess with me with my art and my cat.
Not meow.
Okay, so CatGo. Tell me what CatGo is.
CatGo is essentially bingo, and we host it once a month at each location. You can come in for free to play, and you get a card, and we just call the numbers like usual, but there's fun cat prizes, and the grand prize for the last game is $25 to the Cafe Meow. So it's an excellent way to get you to come back and maybe
Yes.
visit those cats.
Did you do CatGo?
I did CatGo, yes.
Yes, okay. And it was a good experience?
And that and a trivia night. But yeah, it was a wonderful experience. It was fun, and I kept wanting help from the cats in the other room, and that was not allowed, just to adjust everybody's expectations.
Got it.
but yeah.
Cats do not game.
Yeah, they would play with the balls too much that have the numbers on them. Yep.
All right.
Yeah. They
So-
had their eye on it. I could see.
So we've got a few more that I want to make sure, two more that I want to make sure get in before we end the segment. Yoga with cats. This looks cool. I see cats all over this lady, and she looks like she's loving it.
Yes.
I've seen that. I've
So-
seen that.
If you've ever put your yoga mat down at home and your cat comes over, your dog comes over, animals just love to inspect what you're doing.
Yes.
With mats on the ground, the cats just get so excited and intrigued. They join in on this fun event that's hosted in the Cat Lounge. It's once to twice a month, and we have a couple of different yoga instructors, and they do an amazing job. One has been with us since the very first day. Really loves to get to know the cats and can even talk about them and their personalities
And
as well.
incorporate probably into the yoga moves.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's so fun. There's a cat pose as well. So
Good. You can go to school on it right there.
Awkward cat. Yeah.
All right, and the final one for those who have cats, there is Snuffle Ball crafting with Class Act cats. So do you actually create the Snuffle Ball for the cats and then be able to cat test it?
You could cat test it in the Cat Lounge if you like, and you can bring it home. It's a great way to slow feed your cats or put treats in them. It also is an opportunity to really learn about cat personalities and behavior because a behavioralist actually is the one teaching the class.
Now, as people might not know what a Snuffle Ball is, from my perception looking at this picture, it looks like folded material that's pulled together that creates a ball.
Exactly.
So as it has little pockets throughout because the material is folded in such a way that there's a lot of cool things. And I see the cat looking very happy and also looking at me like, don't mess with me, this is my Snuffle Ball.
Yes.
Very protective of their Snuffle Ball.
Yes.
And if you want your cat to have a Snuffle Ball, there is a chance for you to come and create it just for them, which I think they'll know.
Yes.
I think they'll know that you made it. It's kind of like that personal gift at Christmas that is extra special. They know it's not store-bought. This is something that you can do and can learn about cat and cat behaviors as well.
Yes.
I have gone through everything that's on the page that you may want to go to because you've gotten so intrigued with this. It's thecafemeow.com. Please remember to put the in front of Cafe Meow, and then it's /events. Highly recommend it. I am looking forward to painting my cats. And we'll have to go to break. Next segment, we're going to do even a deeper dive, if you can imagine, on the Cafe Meow and the cool audiences that will be attracted to coming to the Cafe Meow and the difference that it's making in the community. Thank you for joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back after some commercials. Welcome back to Connections Radio Show. I'm Laurie Fitz, your host, and today we're having lots of fun as we talk about the Cafe Meow. This is a great coffee shop that you can get some of the best coffee in town, as well as being able to love up lots of kitties. And we're talking a lot of kitties. We're talking like 30 kitties in the kitty lounge that you can go hang with. And Rick Bernardo, my co-host, is here today, and he invited our friend Jessica Burge, who is the owner of the Cafe Meow.
Yeah.
And brought to life this concept to our radio show. Yeah,
I just, one of my only little cat died a few years ago, or about a year after that. I get my hit of kitties every now and then by stopping by. Plus, by the way, what is it? Backstory Coffee. I'm a coffee connoisseur, not a snob. It's just more like I know the difference between what I like, and it's amazing coffee too. So anyway, it's a great combination.
Jessica, thank you for joining us today and sharing with us your vision and your creativity and the fun things that you're doing to engage in the community. As I look at your website, which you did, and it's absolutely beautiful with your fine arts degree, it just makes it all the more fun and interesting. You part to part connected, and you can go all sorts of cool places. I do recommend taking a look at thecafemeow.com for the cool things there. But as I looked at it, I always like to think about, well, who's your audience? Who are you trying to attract? Whatever business it is, there's usually a target audience that you're going for. And you've got such interesting target audiences. You've got those who love cats.
Yep.
Those who love coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Those who love cats and love coffee.
Of course.
Those who want to support animal rescue and along with that, sustainable living. Want to do the right thing by animals and also want to do the right thing by our planet. Those who want to adopt a cat. Come in and see a cat. Creative, artsy, fun foodies who love cool, playful ideas and good food and good coffee, which is sort of a riff off those who love coffee, but it's a little bit more. It's kind of a foodie and creative arts thing. And then those who love to play games. And we talked about games in our last segment, talked about events and fun things to do.
There's events, yeah.
Yeah, the events are super cool. So let's start with those who love cats.
Yeah. So our cafe is unique because it does host up to 30 rescue cats. They're all available for adoption. So if you just love cats and love visiting them, love supporting them getting homes, maybe you've adopted a cat yourself in your years and you're like, oh, I just love that idea of getting more cats into homes. Come have a drink of coffee and enjoy a little kitty time.
How many cats have been adopted, do you think, from your operation?
Over 900 have been adopted.
Wow, you're closing in on 1,000.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And nationwide, this is a critical issue. Cats are sometimes just abandoned. I mean, there's terrible stories of how cats get abandoned.
Yeah.
I live out in more of the rural area. A lot of cats get dumped in our area, and a lot of folks, do their best. We've got wild cats that we're trying to do our best to get them into a rescue.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It is. It definitely is. That's why one of our rescues does specialize in trap, neuter, and release, TNR. And when they find a cat that actually is too
Feral?
personable. No,
Okay.
personable.
Personable, okay.
Yeah, they end up bringing that cat in to
good.
get a good home and whatnot. But most of the community cats, if you trap, neuter, and release, it actually removes the impact because new cats won't come into that community. So TNR has been a huge positive impact in helping reduce feral colonies and keeping them smaller.
And tell me about your relationship with the actual rescue, because you represent the rescues. You're not adopting from Cafe Meow.
Right.
The Cafe Meow is the foster business. But you have relationships with several different rescues, right?
Yes, yeah. We work with No Kitten Left Behind Minnesota, Here to the Rescue, TNR, Kitty Revolution, and Twin Cities Pet Rescue. And all of them provide us cats that they think would do really well in this unique space and atmosphere where they're getting visitors all the time. And we help them find homes by being open to the public where they can just come visit, and it gets these cats that maybe sit at rescues a little bit longer, more opportunity and more time with people so that they hopefully can get into homes. Maybe you're not looking to adopt, but you mention it to a friend. Oh, I met so-and-so at the cafe. You should go meet them.
That is an amazing matchmaking sort of service. Communities are probably more humane than a lot of dating sites, actually. Yeah.
Well, I am going to mention one of the cats that's up for adoption. If you go to the website, you will see a cat featured. You will see a lot of cat featured. You will get to it's kind of like a dating service.
Yes.
You see their picture, you get the little story. Do you think that you'll be a match?
Yeah.
It's great.
You know the phenomenon of cat videos and all that. There's whole big events.
yeah.
You just go to their website, you get a hit of
Yeah.
like all these beautiful pictures.
And there's lots of beautiful
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah.
The one that we want to feature today, cat of the day, is Portia. She's female. Approximate date of birth, we're thinking right around March of 2021. She arrived at the cafe in August,
Yeah.
around August. And her adoption fee is $225. Little bit about Portia. Hey over there. My name's Portia. You want to know a little bit about me, huh? Well, I was transferred to HTTR from another organization that was moving out of state. For the past year, I lived in a tiny house with 7 other cats. Unfortunately, HTTR did not get to hear about my past or how I got there, but that's okay. All you need to know is I'm sweet and I'm needy. The foster says I am such a cool girl who will bring lots of entertainment and be a great listener. You love Portia.
I do. She greets a lot of the customers by just running up to somewhere up higher because she knows she'll get more attention if she's a little higher at her, the height that you can pet easily.
Plus, she's got a little, royalty thing going.
Oh, yeah. She is royalty. She's a princess. And then she'll, just wave her paw at you and ask for a little bit of attention, some pets.
Aw.
And if she doesn't get it, she's very expressive. She'll kind of just wander away and find somewhere to sleep. She'll be like, okay, maybe not this person.
You have not met my expectations. I am just going to leave.
Yeah.
Well, she sounds like a sweetheart. She's a tuxedo.
Yes.
A little black and white.
Yes.
So I know there are folks out there that just love their tuxedos.
Oh, yeah.
And she'd be a good match for you. Mm-hmm. Now, for the folks that love coffee, you've got amazing coffee. We talked a little bit about the source, but there's some cool names, like the Cafe Meow is sort of one you'd expect to have there. It's a cool white mocha, but then there's a calico, a sassy cat, a Siamese. There's Kit Tea, TEA, I love that, and all kinds of good Kit teas. There's a Tabby cafe latte. So there's a Tabby spice latte, tuxedo, a maple paw, apple cider. And then there's these amazing desserts and cookies. You've got this kitty cookie.
Yes. So we have little meowcarons, is what we call them. Essentially, they're little macarons that have adorable
good.
little kitty faces on them.
Oh yeah, I forgot those. Look at the bakery case, and there's these little faces looking back at you.
Now there's some. Now I don't know if these are the little what you called. What did you call them? The little puffy macarons.
Yeah.
The macarons I see, but there's this other picture that I see that's a little bigger, puffy, almost sugar-looking cookie with big eyes and.
Oh, those are their cupcakes.
Oh, cupcakes! They're not cookies at all.
Yeah, so people can pre-order cat cupcakes, and they are great for events or parties if you have an exclusive cat lounge hour and you want all of your guests to have something unique and really enjoyable. They are so cute.
They look adorable.
Yeah.
I also love the Wind Pure, so it's like winter coming up. You do have a Maine Coon. Now, I have to say, I've had a Burmese, a Maine Coon who I adore, and I now have half Maine Coon, half Ragdoll. And you feature all of my cats, which I just love.
Yes. One of our most popular drinks is actually probably the Siamese. It's that hazelnut breve with a little bit of cinnamon on top.
nice.
It's nice and creamy and delicious.
And for those who don't know, a Burmese is half Siamese. And what's the other half? A Tonkinese. I had a Tonkinese too.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're great cats. Cats are fun to celebrate and explore at the Cafe Meow.
The drink tastes different than the cat.
I've never drank a cat, so I don't know.
As you get far on your tongue. It's
Okay,
just
not
just
good.
tough.
Not good. But the personality is captured. And that's for the artsy cool folks that want something fun and different. So lots of different audiences to enjoy and explore the Cafe Meow. Meow. And we're glad that you're listening to our Connections radio show today. We're going to take a break. And when you come back, in our last segment, we'll be exploring what are some cool ways that you can support the Cafe Meow, not only by going in and visiting, but there's some other things too that you can be part of the Cafe Meow community. And I know I'm joining the Cafe Meow community, and I want you to too. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Connections Radio Show, where we talk about ideas that matter. Today, we've been exploring the creative calling to start a business that has value and meaning and contributes to the community, and lessons learned along the way. We've also been chatting about how the Cafe Meow is a great story and a great place to go and get involved with, and a way also today, being in on the show, that we get to celebrate International Coffee Day. And for those of you who know me well, know that I love coffee. That we want to make sure that you know how to get more information on the Cafe Meow. It's thecafemeow.com. Don't do cafemeow.com. Do thecafemeow.com. And there are two locations. One is in Roseville. The other is in Winnetka. The one in Winnetka, is in New Hope. The one in New Hope is on 3524 Winnetka Avenue North. The one in Roseville is 1718A Lexington Avenue North. Rick Bernardo has been my co-host.
That's
and
me.
It was Rick's idea to bring the Cafe Meow to life on our radio show today.
With Jessica Burge, yeah, and yeah, I just I've been connected to them in some way, whether they wanted it or not, even before they opened, because I had a little cat that died about a year before they opened, and I wasn't in a place where I wanted a new one for myself just yet, but this really helps. It tide me over. Yeah.
You get your cat fix.
I get my cat fix, and the coffee is amazing. Backstory coffee products, and it's just been a wonderful community connection for me and others.
For those who are just joining us, you're just going, what is the Cafe Meow? Well, the Cafe Meow is both a great place for coffee as well as a great place to have fun with cats. There is a cat lounge that you can spend time with that will have 30 cats loving you up and finding out who you are. And you can just play with them for your own therapy and sense of well-being and just kind of dropping out and doing something fun with cats, especially if you're a cat person. It's a great thing to do. But you also may be looking for a cat. And if you're looking for a cat, these are being fostered. And these foster cats are up for adoption. On that website that I shared just a bit ago, thecafemeow.com, you can see the cats and you can kind of like even prep yourself before you go and see what cats will be there. This segment, I wanted to make sure we knew how we could be supporting the Cafe Meow. You have gift cards that you can purchase for friends, family, or yourself, and they can be sent to a recipient of your choice on the day of your choosing. And e-cards, these gift cards can make a difference for someone who loves a cat, who loves coffee and a cat, who wants to support a very good cause and be good to the earth and our animals and sustainable living, who love artsy, cool things. These are all, and if you like games, just kind of fun, different things to do. There's like these great events that you can support by doing this gift card. Tell us some other ways that people can be supporting the Cafe
Yeah.
Meow.
So we always are like a hub for donations. So if you have cat toys that your cat just refused to use, cans of cat food that your cat also refuses to eat, maybe just spare things around the house that you just don't need. We'll take them and we'll either use them for the rescue cats at the cafe, or we provide them to our rescue partners who always make use of these donations. They always are in need of more. And that is one of the greatest ways to help support them. We also have like Helping the Cats page on our website, and you can even send us wish list items for our cats to play with in store. If you want to bring new toys in when you visit, that's always welcome as well, because our cats go through toys. Like so many toys in
There's
a week. It's
30 cats.
yeah, and
They don't share well either.
right. When we get the younger cats in, they will tear through toys, no matter how good a toy is. And we get good quality toys in, but they just make sure that that toy is no longer in use by the
It's
end
the
of the
kill
week.
instinct.
Tear through the toys is literal and virtual.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a ton of ways we anything you purchase or buy in the store helps us continue our goal of getting cats into new good homes and getting them adopted. And also we have things like art on our walls for sale. Some of those proceeds will go directly to our rescue partners, as well as we have a signature shirt with the state of Minnesota made out of cats.
Oh, I
And
love it.
$5 of every shirt gets donated to our rescue partners. So when you see that cat logo shirt, you know that that benefited rescues directly.
And especially this week is part of Rescue Week, right?
Not this week.
It's coming up.
Rescue Week is October 28th through 30th, I believe.
Perfect.
Yes.
So during that time, people can come in, and you've created some drawings because you have a fine art background.
Yes.
So people can come in and they can draw
Yes.
and just kind of hang and be able to have a great experience, and then just give from their heart what they'd like to in terms of supporting the efforts that you do.
Exactly. We just want to encourage a good time, having a relaxing space for everyone, cats and people.
Do you have cats at home?
I do. I have 5 of my own cats, 2 of which I've
that's
adopted
all.
through the cafe. And many of the employees have adopted cats through the cafe as well.
You do. I have to imagine that you get to know them, and all of a sudden it's like, you
Yeah.
belong to me.
Yes. Yeah. It's hard to say goodbye to some of them, but we know that they're getting into great homes. It's going to be, the best for them. And that's what matters in the end.
Do you have folks that have adopted that come back and give you stories of how their cats are doing?
Yes, and we love stories. We love updates. We encourage our adopters to come back and let us know how they're doing and show us pictures.
So we hope that you'll consider adopting a cat and having some good coffee at the Cafe Meow. Again, I want to make sure that you have the website. That's thecafemeow.com. There's a great one in New Hope. There's a great one in Roseville. If you go to that website, you'll find the address, and you'll want to go to one of those cool events and have some great coffee and play with kitties. What better thing to do?
Thank you, Jessica Burge.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here.